What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World. So let's talk. You know how we do it. Oh, you know how we do it. So let's get into it. And welcome to another edition of J Topics. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember, like a couple weeks ago, I did a video. Was it a couple weeks ago? Or maybe it was just a week ago. I'm not sure, y'all. I can't keep up with these days. But anyway, a little while ago, I just did a video on plastic surgery in Hollywood. You know, pretty much talking about the recent unfortunate passing of Miss Jackie O. She was the longtime partner of comedian DC Youngfly. Okay, I did a whole video on that. And it was sort of an homage to her, as well as just really having a very difficult discussion about plastic surgery in Hollywood. And not just plastic surgery in Hollywood, but just plastic surgery in general. Because not only are people in Hollywood and entertainment getting plastic surgery, but just us regular folk with regular money, we're getting plastic surgeries as well. But in hindsight, looking back at that video, I just remember only talking about the females. Yeah, I only talked about the females. And I want to keep this conversation fair and balanced. And so I guess this is sort of my part 2 of that conversation. But this time I want to talk about men in Hollywood and entertainment that are getting plastic surgeries. Now, I would dare say that in comparison to women, we as men, we are probably not getting as much stuff done. Like, I don't know any guys that are getting pectoral implants or biceps or triceps or even glutes for that matter. Okay. But I will say that men in Hollywood are definitely touching their faces. Oh yeah. The faces are changing, y'all. The faces are definitely changing. Not saying that there's much pressure on men as there is on women to necessarily look good or look beautiful, but men are sort of, I guess, feeling the pinch, you know? So, I don't know if you guys remember, but I think this happened like last month. Last month, there was this big old article on Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie, in an interview, was asked if he had ever gotten plastic surgery done. And I think Lionel had sort of gotten a little aggravated because I think Lionel Richie at this point, he's sort of tired of people asking about the obvious, okay? The obvious. I'm sorry. If you can't see that, I will give you a minute to pause this video and go get your glasses. But Lionel Richie's response basically was this. He says that he has never gotten any plastic surgery done. He drinks plenty of water. He gets plenty of exercise. He gets plenty of sleep. You know, he walks and he moves his body, but he has never touched his face. Lionel Richie, let me tell you something. Lionel Richie, first of all, sir, you are old enough to be my father, okay? You know, I sort of call you Uncle Lionel Richie. You know, you're old enough to either be my dad or my father. And Lionel, I can tell you, by just looking at your face, you are definitely getting work done. You're getting work done, sir. You are, you know. I mean, your face is very smooth. It almost looks puffy to me. Because just from what I can see, Lionel looks as if he has definitely gotten some fillers done, some Botox. I would even dare probably say maybe an eyebrow lift or something like that. But you're definitely getting work done, Lionel. I mean, for real. And not only does it look as if you're getting work done, people in the industry behind closed doors have actually said, and some have even confirmed, that you have gotten work done. Now, guys, I just want to say this. This is all alleged. Y'all know that's why I put that little thing before all my videos. So I ain't got no Tasha, look, ain't no Tasha K thing happening here, okay? This is all alleged, but in my opinion, Lionel Richie, you have definitely gotten work done to your face. Okay. Next, I want to talk about Kirk Franklin. Oh yeah, Mr. Kirk Franklin. Now, first of all, let me say this before y'all get down in the comments, because I can just hear the keyboards going right now. Y'all just typing away. Oh no, he didn't. I can already hear y'all. I'm a super fan. When I tell you I'm a super duper 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 fan of Mr. Kirk Franklin, I've been loving Kirk's music from way back when he first started, okay? But I can honestly tell you that Kirk Franklin, back in the 90s, now, and I can say this on good authority, and not just seeing Kirk Franklin on television, I actually met Kirk Franklin back in the 90s when I was in a gospel group, okay? And we had actually opened up for Kirk Franklin, and I had the privilege of going back in the backstage and meeting Kirk Franklin and meeting, what's the bands, Tamala Mann and her husband. When Kirk Franklin had that group called The Family, I stood next to Kirk Franklin. He's very short, and I've actually seen Kirk Franklin face to face. And back in the 90s, Kirk Franklin used to look like this. This was the Kirk Franklin that I met back in the 1990s. So Kirk Franklin went from looking like this to this. And I can tell you, looking at this picture, Kirk definitely looks as if he's gotten some fillers done, Botox. He's wearing a unit, a full-on hair unit, because there's no way in the hell his hairline went from this to this. Trust me, take it from me. I am a member of the struggle hairline community. Okay? There's a struggle hairline going up under this cap. That's why I keep my head slick bald. And I can tell you, Kirk Franklin's hairline did not go from this to this. Okay? So he's definitely wearing a full unit. And sometimes Kirk's face does not always move. In just recent years when I've seen Kirk. Again, I love Kirk Franklin. That's my boy. But we got to keep it all the way 100. Y'all know how I do here on JaisWorldtv. Sorry, Kirk. Love your music. But you've definitely been touching your face. Okay. I told y'all. Some of y'all about to get mad at me. Y'all about to get mad. Next, I want to talk about Kenny Rogers. Who all remembers Kenny Rogers? Now, guys, Kenny Rogers, first of all, I don't even feel like I should even have to explain who Kenny Rogers is. But to some of you youngsters that don't know who Kenny Rogers is, was, because we no longer have Kenny Rogers. He's no longer here. Kenny Rogers, I believe, passed away last year. But anyway, Kenny Rogers is a country singer. He's just a legendary country singer that had many jams and many hits. And I would even say, even though Kenny Rogers was a country singer, he had a lot of R&B songs on the charts as well. Or at least a lot of his country songs charted well on the R&B charts. And ironically, because of this video, one of Kenny Rogers' biggest hits was a song called Lady, which was actually written by Lionel Richie. So that was one of his biggest hits. But anyway, I remember my mom actually having a crush. She used to always talk about how good looking that white man was. My mother loves her some Kenny Rogers. You know, Kenny Rogers was, for all intents and purposes, he was a good looking man for most of his career. You know, he was buffed and big, and, he had the whole scruffy thing going on with the mustache and the thick eyebrows and the whiskey white hair. And I remember not seeing Kenny Rogers for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, I believe he like showed up on someone's talk show or something, and his face looked different. He did not look like the Kenny Rogers that I remember growing up as a kid watching. Kenny Rogers literally went from this to this. I mean, y'all, Kenny Rogers' face was completely snatched back. Okay? I mean, it was so bad and so obvious. People magazine talked about it. The National Enquirer talked about it. Entertainment Tonight talked about it. Like, it was just, look, y'all, it was so obvious, you know, everyone talked about it. And I remember just being so disappointed watching Kenny Rogers. I was like, oh my God, dude, what were you doing? What were you thinking? I just don't understand. You know, again, thinking about this whole thing as a whole, I can sort of understand why women would feel pressured to have, you know, either face work done or body work done or this type of stuff done, because a lot of celebrity women, particularly the ones that are known for their beauty, there's that pressure there to, you know, to stay beautiful, especially if beauty is a part of your brand. But I don't understand why some men do it, or at least I don't. Which leads me to this next celebrity. Now, I can really understand and empathize why and how he did it. And that would be John Travolta. Oh, yeah. The John Travolta, the legendary John Travolta. You know, okay, John Travolta has had quite a career over the decades. I'm a huge fan. And by the way, guys, all of these gentlemen I'm talking about, I'm fans of them. I'm fans of them all. So this is just a conversation that I want us to have. But John Travolta, I remember back in the 70s, him looking like this. You know, and I think for the most part, John Travolta has always kept his looks up until, I would say, about the mid-90s. Yeah, about the mid-90s. That's when things began to change for John Travolta, because he went from looking like this to looking like this, which in my opinion was probably quite scary. I never understood why John Travolta did that to his face. You know, he had that, you know, his face was snatched back. There were fillers, Botox. You know, he had that stupid toupee on that looked like a damn Party City Halloween wig. And John just looked really, really bad. And he looked bad for a very long time. And not only did John look bad, but he really became quite a comical caricature of his former self. And he became the butt of many jokes of the industry. And it was just really, really sad to watch John Travolta make that change. But I will have to give John Travolta props. And I really will say this. Now, I'm not privy to those conversations that he had between he and his children, but I do know John Travolta, as of the past 2 years, has actually changed, y'all. He actually changed his look. He went from looking like this to now looking like this. And he credits his children. He says his adult children told him to stop wearing the toupee and just go bald. And you can even look at this picture and see that John, not only did he take the stupid toupee off, and now it's rocking the bald head like a lot of us bald-headed brothers are doing, but he also, looking at his face, he stopped with the fillers, he stopped with the Botox, he stopped with all of the injections, and he looks like a handsome older gentleman. That's all it took. And I have to probably give John Travolta an A+ for the most improvement out of all of these men. So anyway, so what do you guys think? I mean, did you know that any of these men actually had cosmetic plastic surgery done, okay? What do you think about men having plastic surgery done? Do you think we need it? Do you even care? Okay? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram and check me out at JaisWorldtv. That's JaisWorld.tv on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.